leaders lead. Let's ride. Unify leadership. Light the flame, turn it up loud, remember the name. Leadership. Power and pride, we don't just talk, we testify. Leadership. Heart and grind, purpose and rhythm, perfectly timed. Bass hit heavy, croppers and rhythm, purpose and rhythm, perfectly timed. Bass hit heavy, crowd on sway. Culture clay, truth and play. Sifu, Rafael, calm control, leaders in sync. Hearts of gold, focus sharp, the mission clear. Every step forward, silence the fear. Discipline, dripping, confidence, how we move together, we amplify. Who we are, unified. What we lead, unified. Stand tall, unified. Every time, unified leadership. Raise that bar, leaders in rhythm, born to spar. Raise that bar, leaders in rhythm, born to spar. Steady and true, the sound of the few that follow new. Strong alive, this is the beat where leaders thrive. Unified leadership.
Good morning.
Good morning.
How are you? How are you? I heard it in the background. I heard it again and again.
Yeah, man, that's the joint. Um, so many people enjoy that song. I love that aspect of it too, Sifu.
There's
Just
echo going on. I don't know if
is
you
it?
see.
Let me see, man. Well, give me a second. I'll probably need to take off these headphones. Sometimes they wild out. So let me see, bro. Let me see.
Yeah, no worries. How's that? I don't hear echo anymore.
Yeah, because StreamYard has that beautiful button and cancel it out, man. I'm
I hear
just
it again. Do you have another app open that's showing the show?
no, but I'll log out and log back in. Let me see how that goes, bro.
All right.
I'll log out and log back in. It's crazy, man. It's
Wow.
they know how great
I
of
love
a
hearing you twice.
I don't know why. Okay, well, hey, Shifu, leadership frequency, frequency. I'll come back in, bro.
Hey, brother. That was very interesting. Oh, I'm still hearing it. I'm wondering if it's me. Is it me? Well, let's find out. It is me. Maybe I have to log off when he comes back in. I have echo cancellation. Hello, hello. There it is. Now it's gone. Mm, 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 mm. Well, good morning, everybody. If you hear me twice, I said it once. Very interesting. So when Theo Clay comes back in, I will have to log off. That's what that's going to. Yeah, interesting stuff. I'm trying to close any tab that may be affecting this, and it's still happening. I found it. Boom. Done. There it is. And there I went blaming Theo Clay, and it was Sifu Rafael. I am a leader. Sometimes we don't always lead in the right direction, and that's why we have to continually take a look at everything that we are doing, how we're doing it. And it was an open tab that I had on the show for you. It was on YouTube tab, and I couldn't find a tab. And all of a sudden, I found a little microphone that was saying, "This is the place." So today's topic is leadership frequency. And that is really fascinating if you think about the frequencies that we have in life, how we show up, how we connect, how we work with other people, the frequency we bring, the frequency they bring. Let me reach out to Coach Teal Clay, tell him to come back in and let him know it was all my fault. So think about the frequencies that carry you every day, right? Let me just let him know. And it's me and it's fixed. All right, there we go. Everything happens live. Thank you for joining us today, this morning. It is Friday. And why do I love Fridays? Same reason I love Mondays. It's another day where we actually get to make an impact in the world. And how has the world been treating you? What impact have you made in the world? So consider when we use the frequencies, how does our frequency start? Where do we go to start our frequencies? We normally think about the when you wake up. There's a reason you woke up. Some people, it's because they got woken up by an alarm. Other people, it was a person that woke them up. And if you will, that could be an alarm as well. And some people wake up because of their own internal frequency. For me personally, I wake up before I put on alarms. I don't know why. I put an alarm for 4:30 this morning. I was up before it. And the minute I wake up, the first thing I do is I go into gratitude. So that's how my frequency starts. So I have the frequency of being thankful, if you will, the frequency of acknowledging all the gifts I've been given, acknowledging all the direction I've been led in. And God has the first equation in that whole aspect because He has been directing my every action. Every day I have a chance to be inspired, to be reborn. So if you think about this, when is your birthday? Your birth date is the day you came into the world. But your birthday is every day that you get to be in this world. That's the way I see it. So every morning I feel like I've been born again. And when you consider the frequency of gratitude, that takes you a long way. If you start that way, it's going to be hard for you to have a bad day. And even when things don't go your way, the way I see things is it's a learning curve. It's an idea, it's a concept. It's everything that we need to be able to handle. Coach Theo Clay, come on back. I hope that his internet didn't go out. I'm sure he'll be back in a little bit. So when we think about frequency, what is the one thing that helps shape who you are as an entrepreneur, as a business owner, as a father, as a mother, as a brother, as a sister? So whether you're leading your family or serving your community or building a business, even growing a network, or as we put in the description, contributing to a larger mission, whatever, we all have a mission. Every single person has a mission. when I was homeless, my mission was to not be homeless. When I was alone, my mission was not to be alone. So in the back of our mind, we're playing this loop, if you will. How do I get to the next level? How do I get to the next part? So that is part of the frequency that's pulling us every single day. How do I achieve this? How do I achieve that? So every day we have a chance to strengthen ourselves. And you need to recognize your own personal standards, how they affect everything around you and everyone. And what it takes to elevate that frequency is, to me, it's how you enter a space, how you enter a room, how you engage with another person. Now, don't get me wrong, some people will try to take your frequency and pull it down. And so it's at that point that you have to decide, is this conversation, is this environment the right one for me? And at that point, you have to truly, and it's based on decisions, right? Do I stay or do I go? Hey, Karen, thank you for joining us. Do I stay or do I go? And you have to, when people say I have the spidey sense, if you will, it's how do you feel? What does it feel? Does it feel dangerous? Does it feel right? Does it feel low? Is the energy high? Have you ever walked into a room and the energy is down? And then all of a sudden, maybe you leave, you come back, and maybe the energy went up. Something had to have happened. For example, Coach Theo Clay and I were in Philadelphia. We're both World Guinness record holders, if you will, because we are part of a larger entity of 142 authors who we all simultaneously signed a book. And every one of us just put our signature on it. And what wound up happening is the record was 126. And the energy was calm because we were waiting for the result. And when the gentleman read the result, he went through it very slowly. And then all of a sudden, when he said the number, the frequency in that room erupted. Boom. I'm going to tell you, it went from here to up here. And the reason it did that is because it was so well put together that when he said the number 142, we broke the record. And what wound up happening is it was, like I said, so well timed that the DJ put on and so loud and so incredibly perfectly timed the song Celebration. And everyone was jumping up at the same time, and everyone erupted. So the energy went from down to way up. Here comes Coach Theo again. And I got to tell you, Coach, when you come back on, when your camera's on, I am the guilty one. I didn't realize I had YouTube and I couldn't find it. I'm like, it's not here, it's not here. And I had to go throughout my whole screens. And it was a YouTube that was playing because I had gone to make sure it was going to be live, right?
Yeah.
So beautiful day. Yes, Karen. Thank you. So think about, I was talking about the energy and the frequency of what happened in Philadelphia.
Oh man.
How impactful that was. And I was talking about the frequency was low, right? because we were waiting to hear whether we broke the record or not. And the
Yes.
record was 126. All we had to beat it was by one, but we didn't beat it by one. Do you know why? Because we were in a room full of winners.
Indeed.
And there was so many people in the room that we broke it at 142. So now the record is 142.
Mm.
Will they try again in the future? I'm sure they will. But we still have that record, and it could be there for many years. And when the announcer announced that we broke the record, it was so timely. I was talking before, it was so well timed that the song Celebration blasted throughout the speakers, and the whole room did what, Coach Theo?
Celebrate.
Erupted, and we celebrated. And I mean, the dancing, the movement, everybody
Yeah.
was, the energy it
Hey,
just went way high, man, way high.
it's a couple things I think about Sifu. Uh, and this will be my first public, you know, outburst about last Saturday, man. It won 142, 142, man. 4 plus 1 plus 2 gives us 7. All we need is 7, and 7 is God.
Mm.
Uh, and I truly do believe that the universe, the entire universe is built on mathematics. We see it in everything.
And this is
Ev-
the book we're talking about. This is the book that we all signed, right?
Yes, legacy and ink, man. One
Isn't that a
one
book you read? It's a legacy you become part of. And we both did that. So that was pretty
abs-
cool.
yeah. And the cool thing too, man, was it's literally physically signing it with you, with
I know.
Lancelot, with Craig, and Roy Smooth out of the UK, couple other
Uh,
brothers. But yeah, 142, man. It's 7, and that's all we need is God, man. The energy was so electric in that room, and I told a friend of mine, several friends of mine. Shout out to all the veterans, man. That
yeah,
is a part of part
absolutely.
of the part of the Born to Risk that were there. Some that were not there. And I found myself seafood telling them over and over and over throughout this week, like bro, you were supposed to be there because again, like I told Emilio, shout out to Emilio and Daniela. I told Emilio, I said, man, you couldn't explain this even if you tried to, bro. Like it's you just can't. Because I know for me, like I told them brothers, seafood, I retired in 2021 and I didn't start light bulb lessons until 2022, probably about a
Mhm.
year after I retired, and just sat with my thoughts for a while and asking the good God Almighty, what's next? What should I do? I literally wanted to give it to God, man. We say it all the time, but do we really give things to God? And I did, man. And he said, let there be light bulb lessons. You that's enough for you. You take that and you run with it how you feel you need to run to magnify and glorify me. Not you, not about money, and all these other things. You have no excuse for it to be just about money. But he said, run with it. And I promise you, man, in the moment when the gentleman from the Guinness Book of World Records said what he said in terms of the 142, uh, I felt like everything I had done from that moment when the Lord spoke that to me in my spirit, uh, all the ups, the downs, the highs, the lows, seafood, the rough days, the days feeling like nobody gives two craps about me or like Bob Lessons. Just what all business owners go through, entrepreneurs. It was like, man, that was a culminating moment for all of that. It made it feel worthy. It was like, hey man, this is it right here. And
Mhm.
and another aspect of it, my mother's favorite song, man, as a little kid, my mom
Oof.
had those, she had those big, huge floor speakers,
Yeah.
those Kenwood floor speakers, the old school ones, man. Like she cranked that thing up, you could hear it in the whole neighborhood, man. And she loves that. Celebrate good times, come on.
Yeah,
Du.
true.
Oh man, so and to see people that probably haven't moved their body like that in years, due to ailments or just being elderly, uh, in there, man, really celebrate. It was not fake. It was real. Um, so yeah, man, shout out to Jim, Mr. Jim, Jose, Emilio, everybody that was behind the scenes, man, that went through the highs and lows and the craziness just to get the people that was in that room there in that
Mm.
room, man. Shout out to them this morning because
Yeah.
man, I know it's not easy. Uh, but hey, it was a success, man. I told my sons when I got home, I said, hey, I'm in the Guinness Book of World Records. You all can't tell me crap. So yeah, it was good, Sifu. Great, great, great vibe, man.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, think about what we have done um, so far with unified leadership, right?
Hmm.
We've brought a lot of different incredible human beings with us,
Right.
people who are understanding the value of what we are doing, right?
Hmm.
So, for example, and we're going to add one more person to this one. And when we think about what we're doing, it's not easy. It's not the simplest thing you could possibly do. But why do we do these things? Because we want to help shape the leadership world. Can you imagine we're going to do this for 3 hours?
Mm.
No. 5 hours? No. And you talked about something really important. How many hours are we doing this for? 8:30 a.m. Eastern
Mhm.
to
Yeah,
3:30 p.m.
that's
What
it,
does that
man.
equal? What does
It's,
that
it's,
equal?
hey,
7
it's in alignment.
7 hours.
It's in alignment, Sifu.
It's a
It
perfect alignment. Think
it
about it.
it
We get
it
the
is.
Guinness record at 142, which is 7.
Yep,
We're doing our summit, it's for 7 hours.
yep.
If you're
It,
not in alignment with what we're doing here, man, let's go. Let's
yeah,
go.
man.
You need to join us August 21st because
Mhm.
you can do it in the comfort of your home. You can feel the vibration, the energy, the frequency of every one of the speakers who are going to be with us. They're going to bring the energy, they're going to bring knowledge. This is not a let's sell you stuff for 7 hours. No, 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 it's not that kind of stuff. We are serious about bringing education, know how, knowledge, thoughts, understanding.
Yeah,
All those really equal one thing: leadership. And we're uniting, so it's unified leadership in the highest level because we're doing it. It's not just Coach Teo and myself. We have 9 other individuals who are going to be doing it with us.
yeah, man.
So we encourage you to get your ticket. Now, you're probably wondering, how do I get a ticket? I want a ticket. How do I get one? It's pretty easy. Click on the link,
Yeah,
right?
man.
unifiedleader.com/summit. It's that simple. I'll say it again: unifiedleader.com/summit. What else can I
Special.
say? Let's do it. 7 hours with incredible people. We're going to have 7 different topics, maybe 10. Who knows? We may get crazy. Maybe it's 11. But we're going to have different segments. And we are going to give everybody a potty break. Don't worry. For 7 hours, we don't expect you to be in front of a computer. So we are going to give a couple of breaks here and there. But for those people who want to contain that information and have it for another day, if you do the VIP, you get the recordings forever. So we're going to send you the recordings. You can download it on your computer, and there you have it. It's going to be that easy, that simple. And then for the VIPs, they get an extra 90 minutes. I feel like we should do it 70 minutes just so we keep to 7. So 90 minutes. So it's going to be 70 plus a bonus 20. How's that? So 90 minutes. And that's going to be the Q&A, and it's a special mastermind after the summit. So let's go, people. Get your tickets today.
Yeah, it's special, man. It's an exciting thing too, man, based on just the aspects, man, of a leader. You know, we love it, man. And speaking of that, um, I see a gentleman in the chat that was with us in Philly, Ron Cunningham, keeping it in the pocket, man. Like I have my son's little drum set right here. It's a kid drum set. It's not a full blown, but it's a rendition of a full blown. But yeah, shout out to Ron. I got to talk to Ron's wife. You know, shout out to his beautiful wife. And as we were packing up to leave, everyone was leaving, and her and I got to talking, and you know, she obviously has background in music as well. Uh, you know, with Ron, and they've been together for many years, obviously, and we started talking about just how good music makes you feel.
Oh, man.
Just good music. And man, again, I said, man, that celebration, man, it was fitting. It was the DJ was in the pocket with that one, because
Oof.
that was a real celebration, man, of a moment. And you know, and come August, at the Unified Leaders Summit, the virtual, it's going to be a real celebration as well. So get a ticket, get on the train, hop on. Especially if you haven't done anything in 2026. You know, somebody out there, somebody's listening right now. We always got the listeners that's just quiet and observing and kicking back, and that's cool. Uh, but if you haven't done nothing this year in terms of development, growth, you know, stretching yourself, going outside of yourself. I'm not saying you gotta completely go all the way live outside of yourself, but I am saying go outside of yourself. You know, there's a reel right now that I was fooling around with last night. Sometimes when you post on these different platforms, it may not come out right.
Right.
You know, the vibe is off, the frequency's off, and whatnot. And I had posted this same post about 3 times, and it didn't come out right because I put an overlay on it, and that overlay was very crucial for the light bulb lesson. The moment it, you know, that the light goes off, and the overlay was a picture of myself holding my hands up like this, and it's dope, man. Go check it out. You know, please. You know, for anyone who sees this today, listening out there, I talk about a master watchmaker,
Mm.
uh, because yesterday I had to get my watch worked on in the mall, and yeah, sometimes how those light bulbs come, they come, and I react on it because it's a spiritual thing. It's literally like, okay, there it is, and watching this master watchmaker work on this watch in the finite details in which he was operating with the big, obviously uh, uh, bifocals on, or whatever you call them, the high speed bifocals. I say, yeah, that's it, man. But that level of detail is what I'm excited about, Seafood, when it comes to unified leadership summit in August, because the leaders that are coming to be with this, man, they're proven in their space. And when you bring that magnitude of talent, skill set, experience together, man, it's like Roy said, man, you're in the pocket. Like you're really in the
Mhm.
pocket. That's why I mentioned the drum set. Sometimes I don't have scatterbrain, Seafood, but it's like it's defragmented, man, and I see it from a defragmented lens, and then boom, it comes. Being a drummer, man, you move the whole
Mm.
crowd. The
Oh yeah.
funky
Oh yeah.
drummer, James Brown, just being in the pocket. Bass guitarist, stay in the pocket. You gotta stay in that pocket, and that's what Roy is building continuously his legacy. You can't talk to Roy without hearing staying in the pocket.
That's right.
Another way of saying that is in alignment. Another way of saying that is unity. Another way of saying that
Mm.
is uh, the right frequency, the right vibes. So that's what it is in Seafood, man. When I think of frequency, uh, again, that defragmented, we open the show and you're hearing the echo. Whether it was on your end, whether it's on my end, I don't care. I just know, Sifu Raphael, that there's always competing frequencies out there.
Oh yeah.
From the time we hold this thing up to our ear, it's frequency. The microwaves is frequency. These lights, frequency. And too much of anything, the old saying,
Mm.
uh, can potentially maybe be detrimental to certain things. But I tell you, Seafood, man, I love knowing that every time we step forward in the right frequency to the best of our ability, there's going to always be that offset of that other style and vibe frequency, man. And I've heard you teach it on the 10 different shows you have. I hear so many great leaders speak on it, that you have to understand that there's going to always be a frequency there that could block you and stop you from doing what's needed.
Mm.
Just like with God and Satan. Satan wants to block you from the frequency of God. Like something wants to stop you from signing up on that link, unifiedleader.com/summit.
Mm.
So I'm challenging you, whoever you may be out there, to look at the link, place it where it needs to go in whatever device you have, Android, wherever, iPad, click it, and just take a moment and look at it for what it's worth.
Yeah.
Again, some people, they don't want to travel. It's just that simple. Like I know this guy, Seafood, he loves to travel. Seafood travels his butt off. He's everywhere. Uh, and it's a real travel experience every time you leave your home, Seafood. Whether you stay in Farmingdale, whether you leave and go, to the city or whatever, it's a constant travel for you. And the people who do not like to travel, you don't have to. You can mind travel, i.e., be with us on that particular, moment in space and time to develop. And we'd love to have you there. So just get signed up, man. Like if I go to door, house to house, street to street, and I knock on everybody's door. I don't know who they are, Seafood. They just open the door. They put a little screen down or whatever to talk to me. How can I help you, sir? And I'm asking all of these different individuals to come and be with us.
Mm.
Uh, it's gonna be a lot of smiles on my face, man. A lot of enthusiastic.
Right, right.
feeling. So because again, man, it's growth. It's it's August the 21st can really be the difference between, how things are for you in your life, your family, come August the 21st, 2027. It can really be the difference. And we experience it all the time. So uh, I'm glad I went to Philly. I was not going to Philly. Seafood, I'll pass you the
Oh, I
mic,
know.
brother. I was not going, man. Like I somewhat knew of that experience all the way back in like October time frame of last year. But alignment, frequency, all the different things that we all know so well, I wasn't going. But there was always this little inkling in the back of my mind, bro. Just like, man, dog, like the people that I love, man, will be there. And I think that's a difference, man. When you know that you're walking into an environment with individual seafood that you really love, that you enjoy spending time with, that you
Mhm.
could you could truly say, I know I'm going to learn something from those individuals. You might not like everything. In a lot of times, man, I have allowed. I'm not saying you all out there, because hey, I, I I'm by myself in this one, but and I promise you, I'm gonna pass the mic, Seafood, because I don't want to ball hog it. But hey, man, I've allowed money to stop me from doing the things that I really needed,
Mm,
from receiving the things that has really helped my children in the journey of fatherhood. It, I've allowed money to block those things. Just straight up. If you got it, you got it. If you don't, you don't. There's no other way around that, man. Like you either have it or you don't. But the difference lies in the will, because money is currency. It's real currency. The frequency of that currency can sway based on how we operate, man.
mm.
Uh, that's just my coaching hat, man. Like the times coming up to New York with you last year, Seafood. Uh, it was exciting just knowing, man, I was going to see you all. Just knowing that, man, I'm gonna be with good people. The things that are not in alignment, hey, man, I'm a big boy. I know how to handle those things, Seafood. If I don't want to go out and hang out, I'm not. I'm just not gonna do it. If I don't want to put on a suit, Seafood, I'm just not going to do it. I'm not going to be disruptive or anything of that nature, but I say that specifically. I got suits galore upstairs. Man, you can't be in no senior executive position, Seafood Rafael, and not have suits galore. At least, and I wore suits, religiously almost, because it comes with the territory. Now I got
Mm.
a little bit of freedom, man. Just I could let my hair down, and I'm like, man, uh, but it's like I could allow that to block it. Well, I know Seafood's gonna have on a sharp suit, man. He's gonna be super clean. Lancelot's gonna be super clean. And I don't wanna put on a suit, so I'm not going. And dog, look at what I miss out on. Think about it, Seafood, what I'm saying right now. It's frequency, it's real frequency. Or, man, I don't have $47 to pay for that, bro. I'm gonna use my 47 and go down to the corner store and get a scratch off. Think about what's missing. If it's really about the scratch off, we can help you secure more to be able to get more scratch offs. So hey, let's just be honest. But again, I've been feeling that frequency for quite some time. That, man, we're living in a time right now. Nothing political is coming out of my mouth when I say this. We're living in a time that you can pick up any version of any Bible and start, you know, reading and absorbing, and you will see, man, that same life that you're reading, we're still living in it. It's just continued to evolve. So whatever frequency wise that we can do, man, to fortify ourselves. If all the electric power goes out across the United States, do you have a way of getting water? Those are things, man, that it's we see we see all sorts of crazy stuff out there happening. And then I'm not a conspiracy theorist. However, I'm a United States Marine, man. I have devices here to where I could go down to the nastiest local little creek and I could filter water to give to my children. That is a
Mm.
fact, and that's I feel like I have an advantage just being in the Marine Corps for all those years and having a deep level of understanding of real survival. And even with those things, it still could be whatever. But those of us that know that God is real, Sifu, yourself, we know, man, that surrounding yourself with the right individuals that you feel right is in your heart, for one. Individuals that really care about you, individuals that are pouring into you, individuals that are uh, not looking to hurt you in any kind of way, take from you in any kind of way. That's what unified leadership represents, man. Last week we talked about Gandhi. Man, the names that was dropped last week with Chris March and Renee and
Mhm.
Dr. Ronnie, man, it was like, wow, dog. I went back and watched that a couple days ago, and shout out to Renee. She did a breakdown on LinkedIn about it.
Yeah, she did.
Yeah, that was awesome, bro. And I was like, man, wow, like I know whoever comes across that on LinkedIn can gain and learn valuable lessons from that. Just in what she extracted and posted, let alone even going all the way through the two or three other layers to get to the show to watch the show.
Mm.
But if you just read her narrative, man, and Renee's going to be in the building, bro, and we all operate in these different spaces on many different platforms. And I'm still talking seafood because it's like, man, golly, bro. Like I again, man, the frequency, man, the leadership frequency is so powerful, man. And knowing that I know I'm gonna be in the space with you. I've been in spaces with you, Sifu, and I've seen how you operate. I've seen your passion. I've seen your care. I've seen your expertise. I've seen how you use your strengths, man, to tie that in to help others. You're a giver. You're such a giver, man. You're a hugger. You know what I'm saying? You're funny. You're witty. Dude, you stood up in the chair up in Philly. You stood up. You spoke for all of us. Everybody in there that knows you. I I I'm sure they felt something in their spirit. Hopefully, like,
Mm.
man, wow, man. He commanded the room. You stood up. Just that simple act of standing in that chair changed the whole frequency. Because it's like, okay, hey, what I'm about to say, I really need you to hear me. And I took that to heart, man. I felt good sitting at the table with you. Like, man, that's it, bro. So, bro, I'm telling you, man, get there, you all
Mm.
get there. Um, you don't want to miss this one, man. It's a great opportunity. If you got a job, it's a great opportunity, man, to walk in your job and feel a difference. That for me, man, I can't call myself Coach TO if I'm not coaching. I can't say, hey, I'm a keynote speaker if I'm not speaking keynote speeches, man. Because to me, that's just fake. That's a fake thing. Seafood. I can't say I'm an army soldier because that's not real. That's fake, bro. I'm a United States Marine, and we don't call ourselves soldiers. So, I love to be able to say, hey, man, like I told a good buddy the other day, I said, bro, if you were in Philadelphia, you would have understood it. So if it ever happens again, how would I explain it to you? If it ever happens again, how can I really explain the that moment? It still goes back to, like Dr. Ronnie said last week, it goes back to the individual. It goes back to you. What satisfies you in terms of, man, your barometer of you? Because I know for me, I'm more happy that I was able to accomplish that with you. I'm more happy that I was able to accomplish it with Vinny Cochran. Uh, so many different Emilio. Emilio just popped in the chat. I'm so grateful I could accomplish that with Emilio, Daniela,
Mm.
uh, Steve Moore, Steve Miller, Ron Cunningham, Scott Schilling. I looked Scott in his face in Philly and talked to him about two chairs. He knows Bob. He knows Bob Bodine. Man, we had such a powerful conversation that if somebody would have walked up close to us, they would have felt like an electric bolt, because we were standing this close to each other, looking each other in the face. I'm looking at him. He's looking at me. He's a Caucasian man. I'm an African American man. That didn't matter. None of that mattered. Who he voted for, who I voted for, it didn't matter. His background, my background, it didn't matter. What mattered was the present of the moment. And he looked
Mhm.
at me and he said, "Pull your phone out, Tio." And he guided me to the Two Chairs Facebook page that's private. And it was a small number of individuals in that private group. And he said, I'm one of the administrators. I'm going to invite you in. Bob is in there every day. And then he explained to me who Bob really is. And I was like, wow. But I think to myself, same thing. It's so much more about this young guy than just, being T.O. Clay. And the same
Mhm.
thing with Bob Bodine. He said Bob Bodine is like Michael Jordan of the behind the scenes sports world. Many things, T.O., that you see, Bob has his hand in it when it comes to big major league professional sports. And he's respected as such. He's like the Houdini behind the scenes, that he doesn't want nobody to champion him on for all the things he does behind the scenes. And he loves God. And I was like, wow. And I said, man, I cried so hard. But yeah, Sifu, man, listen, man, I love you, man. And in that space last Saturday, bro, Steve Miller, man, Steve Miller, dude. Steve Miller came to the He-Man pop-up in Lexington, Kentucky.
Mhm.
I hadn't seen Steve in years. I know he went to the military. Uh, and maybe had seen him like maybe once or twice in over 2 decades. I don't know, but we did grow up together. And he came. Same thing. We put the link out there. He-Man pop up. We went live. We did a live stream. Dr. Reed, myself, Big Mo, a few other fellas that are He-Man. We all packed up and traveled and went to Kentucky, man. I put it out to so many different people I know, but just like we saw last week, and we see in so many other events, only those that came, and Steve
Mhm.
Miller was one of those. And when he walked in that downtown public library, we hugged. Man, good to see you. It was genuine. He ended up coming up to me afterwards and he said, "Man, I want to do what it is that you fellas are doing. I can see God in it." And I was like, "Yeah, bro, like it's real. Like Dr. Oliver Reed is real, and he helped me write my book and all these different things. And man, to see that man and his wife, who I also know, well, Quanda, shout out to Quanda. We all grew up together, sitting in Philly at that table, W23, where two or three gather, seeing. You know, he comes up with these concepts just to see him there and to experience that with him. Man, you talk about real frequency. And him and I sat together and before I left, as we were all leaving out together. And I told him, I said, man, this is what this moment is about, bro. You know, the record is great. The record is phenomenal, bro. It's something that you know we're all proud of. I said, but for me, bro, I'm a real leader, dog. You know, I'm just grateful to know in some form or fashion, I had a little small grain of salt of help leading you here to this moment. I told Emilio the same thing standing outside with him and Danielle believe. Many people up in that room are celebrating and are accomplished now based on the things that you did, the seeds that you planted, wherever it was, from Jersey to Philly, wherever you know you roam. Uh, and I meant that, bro. Like you know, and obviously with yourself and just so many others, man. So man, I appreciate you allowing me, man. Like that. Listen, bro, this is a live stream, and you are leading me right now because you allow me to get these things out. I heard some gentlemen last night on Yusef Marshall's podcast, Men's Roundtable series, and it was actually Stu Maynard talking about having a therapist and how important it is for him. Where there was other gentlemen was like, "Hey, man, you know, paraphrasing, it was pretty much like, I don't believe in that. Like, I don't subscribe to that, you know." Uh, and then that led into the physical health. And some of the individuals, you know, it's just amazing to see men have different visions and opinions of things. But Stu Maynard, he stayed firm on that. Like, hey, man, like I can only speak for me, Steve, how much a therapist has meant for me. And I'm telling you right now, like this is like real therapy, bro. I provided therapy to William Chapman last night out in Okinawa, Japan. He was in his uniform, about to drive on base, and he was like, I need to talk to you, Sergeant Major. I have a very, very important decision that I have to go in the office and make right now. You're my last stop. You are the last individual that's going to help me make up my mind on this huge decision, whether I go, whether I don't go, the things he explained to me, which it was like I knew exactly in that moment just to listen to him, hear him out. And that was one of those things. If I give him this advice and this happens, I have to live with that for the rest of my life. Seafood. If I give him advice and this doesn't happen, I still have to live with why I shared that way. But again, it's just my thought, my opinion on it. So I thank you, brother, because I sometimes I need to pour. I hear it all the time, like who's coaching the coach? I'm talking in real time. I'm not talking, man, I've got so much you know, learned material from so many different coaches and leaders. But right now in this moment, just for you
Mm.
allowing me to share what Saturday meant to me, bro, that's huge. So yeah, I thank you, man. Because like I said, bro, it's one of those that like, you know, you then you see the after effect. You get on Facebook, Instagram, whatever you use, TikTok, LinkedIn, YouTube, and you see everybody's version of the same occurrence.
That's right.
It's like you're seeing it in 10 different ways, like sometimes more than that. And it's like, where do you fit in the pocket? Back to Roy. Like, what pocket do you fit in? I'm usually not the one who posts directly after something occurs. I like to let it simmer. I like to look at it from different angles, abstract type thing. Like I told you, I'm very unorthodox with how I post. Uh, but man, it's a beautiful thing to see so many people that experience these type of moments, man. And it's the same thing. It's like, you know, the New York City experience, unified leadership, the CLA summits, just so many, the He-Man conferences, Born to Risk up on the yacht in Philly, all of these different things. And I look at them all and I look at faces. I look at who's really happy. I look at who's really benefiting from this. You know, Kimberly Inez Mays standing there telling you and I that she gave, you know, I think she said her lung to her mom. Was that what it was, April?
That love.
Yeah, she
Kidney, kidney.
her kidney, absolutely. And I couldn't help but to just keep looking at her like I know in my heart I would do the same thing for my mother. Like any body part on my body, man, I'd give it to my mom. If they told me, Tio, you gotta chop your head off and give it to your mom, I'm doing it, bro. Like that's my mom. Like I owe my life to my mom. So seafood, man, seafood, seafood. Thank you. I know you got other shows today. Uh, I love your shows. I love seeing people's reaction when they realize that you have 10 different shows. I love the reaction of it, man. Like, because you don't brag about it. You're not bragging. You're like, oh, I got 10 shows. Like, and they all have different learning opportunity. Uh, and so many different great people. I saw Craig, you know, just went on the show with Lance a lot. You know, I met Craig in Tampa. Craig sitting at the table with us in Philly. Craig is a veteran. You know what I
Mm.
mean? So it's like, bro, he TR, I come to Atlanta all the time. Like I'm in Atlanta probably more than any other city. So we got to get together, brother. It was the gentleman that spoke on stage. I can't remember his name. It's in my phone. Bald head with the glasses. He spoke on stage in Philly. Uh, he lives right down here in Rome, Georgia. He's like, man, T.O., you live in Atlanta? Yeah. Oh, I'm in Rome. So again, it's like, man, the power of that frequency of connection, man, it gets no realer. Like, and if people want to take the time to come and watch these shows, I'm gonna be honest with you, man. Seafood. I watch other shows, I watch other live streams, and I'm looking for the nugget, man. And, you know, I'm looking for that one thing that was worthy of that time. If it's not worth my time, bro, I'm not expending my time on it. It's just not.
Not worth it.
Yeah,
Not
it's
worth
not, man. Some things is just, yeah, it is what it is, but it's also not what it's not, you know. And for me, not what it's not, meaning I'm not going to walk away from this. Like I caught a glimpse of the NYC experience uh after you all were live on Tuesday. Man, Jose, man, dropped so many bars. He dropped bars that, man, if you just went back and implemented just one or two of those things that that man talked about on that live stream, you would have much more success. You know, the whole just you talked about it as well. The you know how many people out here that would charge you out the freaking yin yang to help you build an email list. That's what they
it.
do. But it makes so much more sense. And then it's all up here, bro. It really is because I never knew that until you all said it. Because of me, my style is like, yo, I ain't taking no selfies with everybody, bro. I don't want to be all up in everybody's face, seafood, or all up in my face. But then the mindset, just that one little click, man. I know how hard I worked on building an email list. You know, I pay for Kajabi every month. Some people use ClickFunnels. They use all sorts of different stuff, AI with it now. But I remember building that email list the old school traditional way. But man, it makes so much more sense. And when you're doing it genuinely, like I know you gentlemen do, it makes all the sense in the world. Because it's like, man, okay, those connections, man. Like, but again, and it was so many nuggets dropped on Tuesday, bro. It was a
Yeah,
lot of nuggets, dog. And I encourage anybody, go back. Shout out to Brownie. I always get that nugget, that one thing when I listen to these live streams. Yes, man,
absolutely.
it is. And
Well,
I'm
Coach Tio,
sorry. Yeah,
we're at the top of the hour, so we're going to wrap it up. But I just want to let everybody know that August 21st is a Friday. Here's the
that's
thing.
right.
What happens is like, oh man, I can't do it. I'm working on Friday. This, that, the other. You can still benefit by getting the VIP, and then you can see it at your convenience, at your
Yeah.
leisure. You can watch it. You can watch an hour at a time. You can do it whatever. You can take it and every day watch 10 minutes of it, and then it's 7 hours of content you're going to get. Now, if you consider that, that's powerful because it's not just any topic, it's all on leadership and how
Yeah.
to develop. Some of the people coming on it have made $50 million. For example,
Mhm.
Michael Rosa has started and is now currently starting his corporation fourth corporation. He's built
Yeah.
three with $50 million and so forth. So now he's going for the next one. So it's
Shoot.
about leveling up. What do we do? How do we do it? And the frequency of impacting the people we employ, the people I employ, the people that are employed by anyone. If you are working for somebody, good for you. You have a job. But do you want to
Yeah.
have a job the rest of your life? Or
Yes.
do you want to
Yes.
enjoy the rest of your life? Because recently I spoke to somebody who said, yeah, my cousin was about to retire and passed away.
Yeah, bro.
Didn't get
Mm.
a chance to retire at all. And so what happens is if you're working your tail off and you don't enjoy life, you're wasting your life.
Yeah.
So the frequency of how you live your life needs to matter. Because guess
Mhm.
what? When you get up to heaven, they're not going to go, man, you are a good worker.
Mhm.
No, they're going to qualify you by the kind of person you were, how you treated other people, how you treated yourself,
Yeah.
yourself,
It's
you.
huge. Mm.
So whether you join us on August 21st or not, the choice is yours. We're not forcing you. We're just telling you that you will benefit greatly, greatly if you do. And I know there's a lot of events out there that are doing it for free and so forth, but we figured, listen, if you're going to have this many people who are not getting paid to spend 7 hours impacting your life, would you buy each one of them a coffee?
Mhm.
What is coffee? Go to Starbucks. What is it? $6, $7?
Yeah.
All we're saying is, listen, if somebody shares some golden nuggets with you, wouldn't you want to share something with them, like buy them a cup of coffee, make them feel good? That's all we're saying. So for the price of coffee for 7 hours, wow, you
Yeah.
can get a lot. You can get a lot. So it's perspective also is important on your frequency. Where are you going and how are you going to get there and who takes you there? Listen, and then we're going to wrap it up. I was telling Lancelot at the table, I said, Lancelot, I'd rather pay for somebody's mistakes. He goes, I don't understand that. What do you mean? I said, well, listen, that's what coaching is all about. I don't want to go and make all the 1,000 mistakes that's going to take me 3 years to figure out. While I can pay for somebody else's mistakes and they can share with me the lessons they learned from all the mistakes, and I can get everything that they already know in 3 months, I'm going to get that coach because
Every
that
time.
coach just relieved me of the pain and the headache of the mistakes that I would make. But the coach is going to guide me, is going to help me, is going to deliver me faster than if I did it alone. So don't be alone. And for $47, if you can join us live, $47, you can take notes, you can do all these things. But if you want to keep those messages and you want to listen to the intonations and the tonality and the way it was said, then it makes sense to do the $97.
Yeah,
Because
bro.
guess what? In 7 hours, it could change your life.
Yeah,
But you
bro.
won't know. You won't know if you don't join.
Man, that 97 Sifu, again, someone right now thinks, man, that's crazy. Me give $97 to these knucklehead dudes or these guys I really don't know, or whatever. No, not doing it. And that's cool. We're grown men, bro. Like we'll never get into why you spend your money or your hard earned or whatever. There's a little boy outside right now who's probably about 13 with his dad cutting grass. Summertime. His dad's training him. Instead of him going to work at McDonald's, by the time he's 18, he'll probably have his own landscaping company. He's probably already got it, if not. But all I'm saying is, you know, at
Talk about
97,
that.
man,
Talk about that because I have a gentleman who sold his landscaping company for millions. And guess
I
what?
believe it.
Guess what? He started cutting grass and he's never done anything else.
I
And
believe it.
now what he does is he created tech to help other landscapers so they don't have to waste time collecting money and all. So he's created the tech. Now he's a multimillionaire. He started doing what? Cutting grass.
Grass.
Would
And,
he
and
have
that's
become a multimillionaire working in McDonald's?
no.
Maybe, maybe. We don't
Well,
know.
maybe it's possible. But again, and I have to say this, Seafood, 97, man, you're able to put the genie in the bottle and take it with you. Just like you said, when you was having a conversation with our brother Lancelot. Like you're cutting half your time is your number one asset, man. So it's just like in the NBA right now. I guarantee you, the San Antonio Spurs are watching the film from the game 2 nights ago. They're watching it. They're watching the tendencies of the New York Knicks players. They're watching where they went wrong. That's GOAT talk right there. Like they're really watching film, bro. They study film. It's the
And you
same
know the
thing.
Knicks are watching too. And
And
you
the
know
Knicks are
the
watching too. And the Knicks is saying, okay, we won the game, but we didn't win the game in the fashion in which we wanted that we need to do tonight. So it's the same thing.
big night tonight, man. Hey, listen, before we go, and I know we're a little bit over, I wanted to say that I'm taking some of my students, my members, my clients to go see the He-Man movie. Because what am I? I'm a He-Man, just like you're a He-Man.
Yes,
Too bad you're
yes,
not so close by, man, because we
yes,
both would go to the He-Man movie, right?
yes. Hey, I got it right here, bro. I'll show it to you. Here we go. Seafood. I know we rolling. Hey man.
What? I know, I love it. I love it. Pretty
Yeah.
cool. Yeah, yeah, yeah. So next week, we're gonna go and we're gonna watch the He-Man movie. It's gonna be
That's
good.
awesome. Good man. I
Right.
love you, bro.
Listen, I got a boogie. You guys, do yourself a favor. Cut time. Cut time. Because time is essential. And the way you cut time is by learning. I was at the gym this morning. And what do you think I was doing? I was doing two things. I was working on my mind and I was working on my body. Because if I only work on one, the other one is doing nothing. So, yes, I had my headsets on and I was learning. You know what I was learning about? Language.
Mm,
I have a
good.
communication school. I need to learn about language. I need to learn how people learn. And I was learning about language. And then I was reading something, and the difference is how you read impacts you in a neuroscience way. So, how you read, and we can talk about that another time. So, how do you read makes a difference. God bless you, brother. And hang on for a minute. We're going to chat, but everybody else, have an exceptional rest of your Friday. And don't forget, God has given you another day. Don't waste it.
Unified leadership. Let's move. Let's lead. Let's ride. Unified leadership. Like the flame, turn it up loud. Remember the